This is a storm. We'll see if it's cycling properly or not. So we'll take out the battery cover, plug in our battery, and we're gonna look at the pusher. So we're gonna plug the end of the barrel there. We're going to slide it to the middle position. And want to pay attention to the pusher and does it cycle. See the pusher cycles when it's unplugged. When I plug it, the pusher does not cycle. So we're going to switch out the main spring. So to switch that out, just a couple of screws. We're going to take the stock off. This screw in the middle. Then we're going to slide the stock. Then we're going to disconnect this, pull from the connector, not the wires. There we go. We'll take the board off of the back of the motor. It's going to push straight up. Then we're going to take off this side cover. So this is a 2.5 millimeter hex key. Then these screws are a 3 millimeter hex key. Slide this off. If your ball is still in the plunger, you'll want to get that out by using needle nose pliers or something small to get behind the ball and pull it out. Then we'll just go back to our 2.5 millimeter hex key and loosen the 8 screws holding on the motor. Then the other side. Then on the last screw, you want to support the back of the motor here so it doesn't go launching across the room, but we'll just loosen that. And then we'll slide out the motor, and then we'll see we have our cam. Set that aside. On the inside here, you'll see the main power spring. We just want to slide that out. So this is the spring that was sent with the storm. And the correct spring is this one here. So we're don't need this one anymore. Then we're just gonna slide this back in. And if you look from the back, you'll see that there is a spring guide. You can do it vertically as well, and you can see that there's a spring guide. Let's see if I can show you that. There you go. The little round peg down there in the middle. I'm gonna drop our spring on top of that. Get that on there, yep, just like that. And then we'll replace the cam. We wanna line it up so the positive or the red marking is kind of facing towards me, and we'll rotate it so this line of holes lines up to this opening here, and we'll know that's right because if we pull it out, we can see that this hole lines up to. So we're gonna push it down until that hole in the motor cover, the green piece, lines up to this hole down here. So we're just gonna push it. And you can see those holes, push too far. Push it, and you can see the holes line up right there. And at this point, I like to just shim it with something so that way I can keep that position. But we're going to put these screws back in. So this hole's lined up. You can kind of push on that hex key to get the holes lined up. Then you just tighten that one down. Should line up. Right there. Just like that, tighten that down, and then go all the way around. Tighten these nice and tight. If you have thread lock, you could use some thread lock as well, some blue thread locker. Okay. Then we'll plug in our board again in this orientation. Plug in our trigger, or I guess our position switch. Then we'll just reinstall our stock. Careful that you don't pinch any wires. There, and then we'll tuck those down beneath there, slide that on. Then we'll replace our screw that we took out of the stock. Oops. If you can get it in there properly. Boot the reel up the wazoo right now. Okay. You can replace the ball cover. Okay, and then we can test the cycling to see if the bolt or the pusher now cycles. Plug in a battery. I'll plug the end of it, put it in the middle position. There you go. Now with the barrel plugged, you can see that it properly cycles. Full auto. There we go. And as always, when you first get it, make sure all the screws are tightened down. Things could come loose in shipping, but there you go.